A WWE star is off TV till 2025, plus original Rhea Ripley return plans have been revealed, and Joe Hendry forces major TNA Slammiversary changes. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. So we saw Pete Dunne turn heel on Monday. Devastated.
He did. He attacked Sheamus, didn't he? Oh, I'm devastated as well.
I'm upset he's a baddie now. He's going to come out wearing a wolf shirt any minute. Come on. Fightful Select have reported that this new Pete Dunne storyline has basically been done in a response to what's happened to his Catch Republic buddy.
Yes, Fightful reporting that the decision to have Pete Dunne feud with Sheamus was made shortly after Tyler Bates' injury. Bate is not expected to return this year, so it's narrowed down the scope of his return from injury a little bit to at least the beginning of 2025, although we don't yet know quite how far into the new year Tyler Bates' return will be. I find this story obviously sad on one hand, and we wish Tyler Bate a very speedy recovery. It's such a shame. On the other hand, at least I'm glad they haven't just decided to put Pete Dunne on the back burner while his tag partner's injured, and they've actually decided, no, let's turn him heel, let's give him a substantial singles run, and hopefully it does pan out that way.
And with someone like Sheamus, where there's already a story there that's cooking away, Sheamus probably didn't have a lot happening outside of... I mean, it's weirdly, it's panned out quite well because you had Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus who were doing a bit of business, and then Ludwig got hurt. Yeah. So now Pete Dunne is free, and there's already a history with him and Sheamus, so it kind of folds in quite nicely. You could almost replicate what you were going to do with Shamo and Kaiser.
Right. We talk a lot, especially since Triple H took over as head of creative, we've talked a lot about his interest in long-term storylines with chapters and things given time to breathe and slow burn turns and feuds and all that sort of thing. But another important part of wrestling booking is being able to adapt things on the fly when instances like this do occur. And I think in this case, Triple H and the creative team have chosen quite an interesting course of action, and one that could pay dividends in terms of bangers, because not only can Sheamus have banger after banger after banger, as he reminds us, Pete Dunne is more than capable of doing the same. That match against Tyler Bate all those years ago now in Chicago, and countless on the UK independent scene. Pete Dunne is a marvellous talent, and I'm glad, as sad as I am about Tyler's injury, I'm glad he's got another chance to remind us just what a great single star he is.
To remind us of how capable of bangers he truly is.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, talking of those long-term stories that WWE currently likes to tell, one of those involves Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley. And we saw Ripley back on Raw this Monday, and a challenge was made for SummerSlam between her and Liv Morgan. Wasn't the original plan, though, was it, Jack?
Not quite. According to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, talk within WWE initially had Rhea Ripley returning at SummerSlam, or on the Raw after SummerSlam. WWE altered those plans in part because Ripley told the company that she would likely be able to wrestle by SummerSlam, so they thought, well, then let's just build the match for SummerSlam, which was close to the original date of her return. But if she feels better and if the company are confident that she's ready to come back, then why not just do it at the big pay-per-view?
I wonder...
PLE. Excuse me.
That's all we need. We nearly got hung, drawn and quarterly for that one. Now, with that, though, what's interesting is obviously we had that mixed tag on Raw the other week. And we had the return of Rhea Ripley there with Rey Mysterio getting pinned by Dom, and then Dom and Liv in the compromising position, and here comes Rhea Ripley. I wonder whether that was all meant to play out on the PLE.
That would seem very like a big moment, wouldn't it? Like a big return moment. It closed that episode of Raw, I believe. So
it did, yeah.
It got a huge reaction when Rhea came back. Dom and Liv's reaction was hilarious in the ring. I thought that was very well done. And it does feel like the sort of thing that they might have had at the end of such a match at the PLE, as you say, whether or not it would have been a mixed tag or just Liv helping Dom finally get one over on his old man, who never lets him beat him, really.
Never lets him. Not even on the games, not even on the wrestling games.
No, never lets him. Or in the NASCAR race, they did that one time.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that NASCAR race. Very competitive dad, anyway.
Ray won that one as well.
Livid, quite frankly. We know who's going to be facing Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's title at the Great American Bash. It's going to be Chase Hughes, Thea Hale. Yeah! A few people thought this might have been where they fast-tracked Stephanie Vacker to the women's title. And I reckon we probably see her appear at the Great American Bash.
I think so as well. Or possibly even Julia, formerly of Stardom and now of Marigold as well. She's been talked about a lot. Roxanne Perez even mentioned them in her promo last night. She said, I know what the talk is on the internet. I know people are saying when Julia turns up, my days are numbered as champion. When Stephanie turns up, she's going to run through the women's division. But no, I basically said, listen, I'm Roxanne Perez. I'm here to stay at the top of the division. I think that it's very interesting that Thea Hale's going to be in this title match because she has a storyline built in. And at the minute, strange things are going on, Tom, and Chase U, and I just don't know if I trust that Ridge Holland, you know.
Oh, but he was helpful in getting Thea Hale away from Roxanne Perez when she was winning, which is again something that seems to happen with Thea Hale. Oh, now this is the recurring story, and it's something that they referenced on NXT was the fact that there was a point where Thea Hale pretty much had the women's title in the bag, if memory serves, and they threw the towel in.
They did because they cared so much about her health. That was the reason. I'm still furious for her.
I'm livid for her.
Well, she's since forgiven Mr. Chase for doing so because he only cared about her health. No matter the fact that he'd gambled loads of the university's money on the result of the match as well. Oh, it's such a tangled web. But no, I think this is interesting because I don't for one second think with these big stars about to appear in the women's division at any moment, I don't think Thea Hale's going to necessarily win this match. I think they might want to keep Roxanne to face these new big baby faces coming in. But I do think they'll use this match not only to showcase Thea a bit more, as she deserves, but to further that Chase U storyline as well. And it's going to be an emotional roller coaster.
It's going to be emotional.
It is going to be emotional.
Also, last night on NXT, we had Joe Hendry back on again during the six-man tag.
Man, he appears. Yes, he did.
That was like an American Rachel cover, that was.
Yeah, it was.
Loved that. It was during the six-man tag with Gallus and Rascals where they said his name on commentary and he appeared.
It worked.
And then he did a bit of commentary. He told, Booker was like, what are you doing here? Because Booker hates Joe Hendry because his name isn't Trick Williams or Roxanne Perez.
He loves them.
He hates everybody else.
Yeah.
And Joe Hendry hit him with a, tell me you didn't just say that.
Oh,
which
fantastic.
Lit up my soul.
Yes.
And he was there to applaud the Rascals in their win, but the Gallus boys were upset about it, weren't they?
Yeah, they had an altercation later on backstage where Gallus called him a flash in the pan, implying that his popularity is not going to last very long. And Joe revealed that he liked being in NXT and might just stick around. But he's got business elsewhere, Tom.
He has. But with that, to NXT, I want to say, I kind of feel like maybe we should have had a fallow week from Joe Hendry.
Just a little rest.
Maybe. Just because, but I have to really fight to be impartial of this.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Obviously, no secret, he's a Cultaholic boy.
Yeah.
We always have his back, and I want him to go on there and flip and win the world. But I thought maybe we could have had a fallow week this week. We need to miss him a little bit and then come back and do more stuff. But he's so hot at the moment, I guess they want to use him as much as they can.
Yeah, I do agree with you, but on the other hand, I can see why they've done it because he is monstrously popular at the moment.
And did they mention Slammiversary?
I'm not certain, actually.
I don't remember that. I might be wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong down there. I don't think they mentioned it. I thought it would have been a nice chance to plug Slammiversary if they didn't. I might have missed it, and I apologise if I did. But yeah, so Joe Hendry does have a busy weekend ahead. He is challenging for the TNA title at Slammiversary, which is now sold out. This is going to be the highest attended TNA /Impact /GFW event in over 10 years.
Wow.
I think the biggest one before that was Lockdown 2013 at the Alamo Dome.
Wow.
So the biggest event in them for over 10 years. And Joe Hendry had a chat about it on WrestleZone and talked about his world title opportunity in the six-way elimination match. And he said his rising popularity actually caused the whole Slammiversary thing to change.
He certainly hinted at that. He said, I had a very cool conversation with management probably 2 months ago where I got a phone call and they said, congrats, you've done so well that you have disrupted the plans. And the word disrupted is something that I wear proudly because everything I'm doing is disruptive. Getting billboards outside Clash at the Castle, just having fun with social media, calling everybody out. I feel like I'm just embracing the fun with the fans, having the courage and the balls to actually do these things. The fans are winning, the companies are winning, the wrestlers are winning, and right now the fans want to see Joe Hendry carrying TNA. They want to see Joe Hendry as the champion in TNA. They want to see Joe Hendry as the face of TNA, and I've got the opportunity to go in and deliver on that. Now, we've been talking a lot about this off camera upstairs with Aiden and Fraser, saying like, do we think that Joe Hendry's actually going to win at SummerSlam? Because it's a six-way elimination.
Slammiversary.
Sorry, what did I say? SummerSlam.
Oh,
he can turn up at any company.
He can turn up at any company.
But no, at Slammiversary, excuse me.
Oh, see.
It's a six-man elimination match, so there's various different shenanigans or various different options they can go with in the booking.
I think he'll be there at the end. I mean, he's super popular at the moment, and I reckon there might be a desire to hotshot that and put the title on him. I kind of think they should wait till Bound for Glory.
I think so as well. I think that if he does get his big moment and does win, I think he should do it in a singles match probably, go over clean and be the big hero. Again, we're very biased. But also, I think that if they've managed to sell this many tickets, not just on the back of Joe's popularity, but the good work that TNA has been doing recently for one big pay-per-view, not PLE, pay-per-view in this instance, they could definitely build a second one around Joe versus Moose or whoever the champion is at the time. And then I think the Bound for Glory could do big numbers as well. So I reckon they might hold off too.
I think they might. We're going to keep an eye on that one. Are you twitching tonight?
I am twitching tonight. Myself and Owen, we left the Swans last week. We left the Swans. It all went a bit sour.
Die, Swans, die!
No, we were looking around for other jobs here, there and everywhere. We found our way back to England and the Championship. We've taken over, apologies to any Aston Villa fans out there, we've taken over Birmingham City.
And apologies to everybody else in the West Midlands.
Sorry.
That's all right, mate. Can you at least rename them the Birmingham Swans?
We'll refer to them as that, certainly.
Can you rename them in Football Manager?
I don't know. You might have to go into the editor and do some technical stuff that Owen can probably do. I'm not going to mess with. In real life, Vincent Tan, when he took over Cardiff, he changed the colour of the team to red because it's lucky in his culture. And I remember the fans of Cardiff were not too happy about that. Maybe we could change Birmingham to just a big swan on the logo on the front of the shirt.
Well, there was the team in Oswestry, which was named Total Network Solutions.
Yes.
After the company that sponsored them.
Yes.
And then when a new management, a new era came in, they called themselves the New Saints.
Yeah, TNS.
TNS.
As Jeff Stelling once said, they'll be dancing in the streets of Total Network Solutions tonight.
So maybe you can change it. But anyway, that's not wrestling. That's
football.
football.
That's twitch.tv/Cultaholic from 6 p.m. UK time.
And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. I love you. Bye.